Hello guys, ZagaTech-FX again. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about another strategy you can use to trade volatility, that was 75. You can also apply the strategy in all the volatility if it suits you. Okay, with no further ado, let's get started. This is the second way, because this is the second chart or second view of the volatility index, and it's traded on MT5 platform, and we are on demo account. That is the point. Now looking at the charts again, you see your support and resistance, you have your moving average here, you have your signal dotted line here, you have your variable index dynamic, you have your ADX, and you have your ADX mini here, ADX Light Pro Mini. I call it that them. Then let me start from below to explain. Alright, let me start from top to explain. In my first video, I told you guys about the support and resistance, that volatility always forms support and resistance every time, and it breaks it some support or it breaks it some resistance. Above this place, let me shrink this down. We have untested resistance. We have already verified the trend has already verified this resistance here, because the first one was this, it went down and came up again and dotted it. So you have like 4 or 5 pin bars here. Then Tonko's resistance is when is a former resistance being broken and broken again. So if he breaks one, it turns light orange, maybe light red, and if it breaks again, it turns pure orange here. All right, let me continue what I'm saying. Now we have moving average. This moving average, white moving average you see here, helps me to filter out up and down trend. You can have multiple moving average. You can have, like, this is 50, you can have 150, you can have 200, you can have 48, you can have 40. So it depends on the kind of moving average you want to use to filter out uptrend and downtrend. So it maximizes and help me to filter out uptrend. Then if I'm on uptrend, I can scalp there using this kind of dots. I can scalp on it and get out. I can scalp and get out if you are good in pro scalping. Now this here below is more like ADX, but we call it ADX. It helps me to filter out if there is a noise, for example, like something like this now, up down. It helped me to filter it out because there was no cross here. It's buy, but there was no cross. It gave a sell signal first. There was a cross on sell signal. There was a cross on sell signal, sell. There was a cross on it. Then here it gave a buy. There was no cross here. I held. Buy, sell again. There was no cross. Buy. There was no cross. Sell. There was no cross. Buy here again. There was a little cross, and it began to gallivant around. But I still have uptrend where I enter the trade here, which is this one. So if you shouldn't enter such trade when you see a ranging pattern like this. Avoid it until you see a very big breakout. Now it begins to drop down, and the more it drops down, the higher this one goes. So let's forget about this first and focus on this one here. This one shows you the sell and buy signal, which you will have seen the color here, like this blue line and this brown line here shows a sell and buy signal. And looking at the right hand side, you see you have a level here, 0, 25 and 25, minus 25 and plus 25 here. You can adjust that. If you get this indicator, you can adjust the settings. Now on the left hand side, before that, you shouldn't stay on the system. You shouldn't stay long. For me, I do stay long on the system, but you shouldn't stay long to catch every moving trend. If you catch one entry, you can pick a trade and make profits and get out, or you can switch over to crash and boom and also make profit there and get out. So now I've said little about this, but I will still show you how we can use it to confirm trade. Then below here is an ADX. I've lectured about ADX on forex. So ADX here also serves as a good stuff on volatility. How do I use ADX? For example, I change this color. It comes with you see 3 colors here: white, white, red, and green. The white line here is the main ADX line. The green line is the DI plus. The red line is my DI minus. Then don't worry about the language. Let me bring it down to a layman's language. Let's say this is the boss. This is the boss. He has two secretaries. The secretary is a guy, which is the green, and the lady, which is the red. Now he always go out for meeting every single day. So just listen very carefully. He always go. This white line is the boss. The green line here is the man secretary. The red line is the lady secretary. So he always go out for for business meetings. Now what will he do? He will come down. He have to take one of them. He have to take either the guy or the lady for a meeting, maybe a business meeting or occasional meeting. He takes any of them. Now look at what happens here. Now let me start showing you how to enter a trade. Look at what happens here. This was a ranging pattern. He gave a sell. Now okay, let me start from here. Let me start from this is 5 minutes time frame. I'm talking about 5 minutes time frame. So it has been ranging. So if you're going to scalp, you can scalp all these things you can dictate and scalp all these things using these two trend movements. Then let me use this entry here and show you guys something. This gave a buy signal. This crosses. This ADX mini went up. Now here again, the boss came down, was discussing with them here, because you don't trade such such ranging pattern here. Remember, here was a resistance before. It was broken and it disappeared before it gets to this point here. Now the boss now came down and picked the green one. Remember, green is buy, red is sell. Let me put it that way. Green is a buy trend, red is a sell trend. Now between this line you see a line of 25. That is the cross line of 25. Then below this line is their offices. I want to make you guys understand it. Below this line is their offices. Now the boss came down and said, I have a meeting. I think I have a meeting. I want to go for a meeting in UK. One of you should follow me. John, Oya prepare. That is the green line. John, Oya prepare. Let's get out. Let's go for a meeting. Now he gave a buy signal. He gave a buy signal. Then the manager, the boss, picked John, which is the buy signal, and began to go for a meeting. Then the buy signal crossed 25 and began to do what? Follow boss to the meeting. He began to go up, range up, go up with him, go up with him, go up with him, until the meeting was over, until the trend was over, which is a topless place. So if you keep watching this, and you keep following this trend here, and this will always show you up movement until the meeting was over. Then he now said, John, go back to the office, travel back, I'll be back soon. Now the buy signal begin to come close, the sell signal begin to draw up. That's why you see this, that's why you see this coming down a little. So that's work of ADX. Now basically ADX always trend up. What it does is it takes any buy or sell signal and goes with it. But whenever ADX and other thing comes down, like here now, you see a very long squeeze, invalid squeeze, very long squeeze. All they came together in the office and we were discussing. You see that? So this dragged this trend here and we began to go up, a very long trend. So if you picked a trade maybe at this spot when this was going up, you've picked a buy signal here, this is 5 minutes, it's gonna go, you're gonna make a good profit. Remember, even if you pick a small trade here, from this spot, even if you pick the buy signal here, from this spot now, you see this crosshair here to this spot with a small loss side like 0.01 on a $100 account or $200 account, 0.0, or from here to here, and you closed your trade. This thing here now, you see, will making you up to $50 or $60. You understand? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, because you make a good profit when you catch a good entry. For example, at this spot again, you can make from here to here, you can make as in a whopping cool cash, depending on your equity on your account. So that is the first entry. Then how do you confirm? Then when the trend elapses, you will begin to scalp. Why? How do you scalp? Remember, I said this moving average helps me to filter out up and down trend. So from here, I close the trade. Now I got a sell signal. I got this sell signal here. This crosses this tiny brown line crosses 25, I just picked a short trade and, you know, scalp and close. I got a buy, a scalp and close. So there's no big deal. There's nothing big deal. Trying to accelerate and complicate things that say I want to teach strategy. No, I just gave you a straight one. This is one. ADX is good, and normally ADX doesn't depend. Now look, let's take a look at sell signal. I've showed you guys a buy signal here. Let's take a look at sell signal. Here he now gave up. He now gave on a resistance. We all know what resistance is. Given a resistance zone which is drawn for you here. You dictated the resistance zone. Say, wow, okay, that's a resistance zone. Let me see what's going to happen. Let me get ready to sell. If it breaks the resistance zone, I need to have a signal and I have to confirm here, and I need to drag this up. I have to sell. See another buy trend here again. When looking at it, when look at this board, see a buy trend. See another buy trend. See ADX crossing 25. See that the green line crossing 25. You pick a buy. You may cross 25 and come back. It may cross 25, so make sure the ADX line is little above it. Then the green line crosses 25. This gives you blue line uptrend. You have a signal here. You can pick a trade, close at small. Look like maybe 4 or 5 candles, maybe 15 minutes. You are out of the trade. Then coming to a sell signal. A sell signal. This was ranging. This is invalid. This here shows you here that this normal dots, this alert you received is invalid. Now this also shows you it's invalid. Understand? Now there's a squeeze here. There's no trade here. Now how when okay, now see the moving averages we see here crosses this 50 moving average, which is 1. Then you have a signal here for sell. You have a brown line here going down for sell, between 0 line for sell. Then ADX came down again and said, well, I've finished my discussion. Let me take the lady for a ride. Now took the lady. The thing sold from here to this spot. Then after the ride, the lady went back. The ADX continued to go down gradually to go for another visit and came down to the office again. I hope I'm making clear sense. So this occurs every single day. You don't have to trade everything. This opportunity occurs every single day. What you need to do is just to spot it, pick a trade, trade it, and get out. Pick a trade. It occurs every moment, every single day, Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, market do kind of range, but it occurs around 6, 7 in the night or 8 in the night. Now, I've shown you how to sell. Confirmation. See this brown line, ADX crossing above. You see that? ADX crossing above, which is the sell trend. This also applies. This thing brown line you see here also applies as sell and buy. Remember that. Now I gave a signal here, a sell. I'm ready to sell. If you are smart enough and you have other application you have, you can apply it with this. But I'll still teach other ones. Sell, and you sold. You sold and you pick profits. Now let's look at the ongoing trend. Now look at the ongoing trend. A sell signal here, ADX above this one here. So it's good for you to sell, because, but I should not have entered this trade. But even though I entered, I'll make profit. Even though I entered the trade, I'll make profit because it's what is selling. This is an ongoing trend now. A buy signal here, which is invalid. See a buy, which is invalid because the buy signal is here below, and this is below here, below 25. This is below 25 here too. You don't have to take that trade. It's selling from. It has been selling from this spot, but all this buy signal here is invalid buy. Take note of that. Which how is it invalid buy? Below here, which is the green line, which is the positive buy signal, it's below 25. You don't take just trade. Now the red line is in sell. So even if you sell and you watch and you get another sell signal and you see another and the red line is here on top, you sell. You see a buy, you neglect buy, you see another sell and the red line is here on top 25, you sell. This is another buy here, which is invalid. You get another sell, you sell. So since the red line is above, this will continue to sell till this blue line curves to come up again and say, I beg you, come down. Which kind of flexing be that? What type of flexing is that? Hope you guys got what I'm trying to say now. So trading volatility is just for you to have a good setup. And secondly, here, lest I forget, people are skeptical about this round dot. Listen, this thing you see here does not repent. Listen very carefully what I'm going to say. If this appears on a candlestick and the candle closes, it does not shift. It is there and it is there. How am I going to prove that? Look at this dots here now. If this thing do shift now, you won't see this round one. You will not see this. You will not see this. You will not see these ones, because it shifts. So if it appears and the candle closes, it will never shift. It will be there. There's no going to be there's nothing on it that will make it to shift. When you talk about repenting means if this appears and the candle closes, another one crosses over, it will shift to another candle. This one doesn't do it. If it appears, it doesn't go anywhere. It is not going anywhere. Take note of that. So me telling you to get this indicator is not too big and too hard for you. Then coming down to this spot, see that? So if it shifts, it's going to have a lot of shifts here, but it does not shift like this one's here. You see that? So, and secondly, opportunity occurs in the market every time, every day. If you're a good scalper, you are good to go with these dot indicators and few things you're going to add. You understand? A few things you're going to add. If you're a good scalper, you understand? So, as this thing appears, you wait for you will allow the candle to stick close and wait for the second one to go, and watch your trends here before you pick a trade. Remember, from here to here is an invalid trend, but a good pro scalper can make use of it very well if you understand ADX very well. If you are pro scalping, I didn't say scalpers, I say pro scalping. If you are pro scalping, you are very good to go to make use of this small, all this nonsense that's happening here. Because if you enter a trade something like this now, a trade something like this, make you see a sell, say you want to get a sell, but this thing will be playing with your emotions. So you'll be there saying, go up now. It will go up. Say yes. Then you come down. Say Jesus. So this here will be playing with your emotions. Here too will be playing with your emotions. To be highly playing with your emotions. Because if you don't understand if you don't test with real money, you won't get what I'm saying. Because many of you are playing with demo accounts. It's good to practice with demo accounts. If you can double up your demo account for a while, for a huge amount, you are good to go. If you can double it up, you are sweet and good to go. So, but this is playing. This you see here, we're playing with your emotions, highly playing with it. A lot of ranging patterns. We're playing with your emotions. So, this support and resistance helps a lot if you know what support and resistance is. And the market always forms for support and resistance. Now, another thing to fully confirm your entry is this. We are in 5 minutes time frame. Now let's switch to 1 hour. 1 hour on a signal. Now let me show you guys something again. This is another thing again to confirm before you pick and get sure of your trade. Now this signal appears on 1 hour time frame, right? Good. Now this is a weak resistance. It's a verified support. This is a weak support. Then a sell signal occurred here. When you get a sell on 1 hour time frame, you come down on 5 minutes time frame and check and place your trade. What do I mean by that? Okay, let us do some calculation now for you to see what I'm trying to tell you. Check high time frame and enter from the low. This is not forex. You check higher time frame. While higher time frame will be buying, you check lower time frame will be selling. You check 4 hours. 4 hours be neutral, will be ranging, will be giving you some pin bars. You check 1 minute. 1 minute to be busy buying. This is not forex trading. This is volatility index or volatility indices 75. You still have other volatilities here. You still have many of them around at the left hand side. So let me continue what I'm trying to say now. I've told you guys about this indicator and how to use them. Now let's do some calculation. As I said earlier, 1 hour time frame. This occurred on sell. The red came up. You saw the red came up with the white, with the main ADX line. The green, which is the buy signal, dropped drastically, which means it's going to sell. It's selling very well. You got a sell signal from here, which is on 10 o'clock. See this time below. which is on 27th 24th 10. Now let's go to 5 minutes time frame. Let me show you guys something what I'm talking about. 24th 10 8. This should be 10. You see that? You see the 10? Now on 5 minutes, that this is 10 o'clock. Abby? Yeah. From here it's 10 o'clock. When they began to sell, 24th 7, yes. When they began to sell on 1 hour. Then in 1 hour time frame, see, it was a sell. But here it began to sell. It began to drop. The sell was still going on 1 hour. Till it was selling from here till this spot. So when you calculate the candle bars from here, all this is 5 minutes. 5 minutes multiplied by how many bars? Like say 80. Okay, let's say 81 bars or 80 bars. 80 bars. So each candlestick is 5 minutes. 5 times 80. You can multiply it and know how many hours. Now coming to 1 hour again, you see what is happening here. 1 hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on 5 minutes here, from this spot, it's complete what? 5 hours now. So if you have sold from here, when you got the signal on 1 hour, when you open a 1 hour time frame and you wait for signal, it give you signal sell. You checked your ADX there, like here. You checked your ADS, for example, sell. You checked your ADS is going up and this is coming down and the green line is crossing. This is a very big sell. You come back to 5 minutes and sell. Relax. You're going to be in very good profit. Then as soon as you get your buy trend here, your buy signal here, you close up. You go back to 5 minutes and close up, or you pick short profit and close up and leave the market, hit your target and go. So opportunities occurs very well. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you now. Check the higher time frame, enter from the low. You can enter from 1 minute depending on the way you trade, you understand? But I don't go to 1 minute and I have no business with 1 minute. I don't have a business with 1 minute. I trade on 5 minutes. I check 1 hour, I trade on 5 minutes. If I want to trade on 4 hours, I'll check. If I want to trade on 4 hours, 15 minutes is where I enter. But basically I trade on 5 minutes and 1 hour. So if I check 1 hour time frame, which will give me a sell, 5 minutes I enter. So I'm uploading this video, understand, or I'm uploading this video for you to read and share it privately. I don't know if this video go viral now and company of binary gets this kind of a strategy, they may change the pattern of the market, you understand? Don't mind me, Sha, but try and make good profit with it. So let me repeat the last thing I said now. These signals are good. One, you see this red signal, a sell. But remember this. Take a look at this. If you get a buy signal, this is a long buy. When you check 5 minutes, there was a time it went for a long buy. Check the time. Maybe it should be here or so. Maybe there was a time it went for a long buy on 5 minutes. So let's go back here. All this ranging sell. That's why in 5 minutes was selling. Then a buy. There was a time he bought. When you check, go through your chart. When you check 23 lies yesterday on 5 o'clock, there was a long buy. That was a very long buy yesterday. So a sell came up again. Now a sell came up, you allow it to close. Then this sell came up. This long 1 hour sell before it went by. This candlestick is 1 hour. So how many 5 minutes are there in 1 hour? That's what you calculate. How many 5 minutes are there in 1 hour? Then in 5 minutes you check how many 1 hour. You check in 5 minutes time frame. Check how many candlestick will give you 1 hour. Then it sold. Forget about this. You see a spike here. It sold. Then went back up. So if you want to see how it sold, 14 o'clock, that is yesterday. If you want to see how it sold, that is 14 o'clock. That was yesterday. That was totally yesterday on 5 minutes time frame. That was 14 o'clock 15. You see that? Yeah, this should be 14 o'clock. It sold, and the candlestick went back again. You see that? It sold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 5, 10, 15 for 15 minutes, and went back again up. Which means in 1 hour, I'm trying to explain something on candlestick in 1 hour for you. So this is what I'm talking about here. This candlestick, middle candlestick here. It sold for how many minutes? For 15 minutes, and went back again for buy. So every trend you catch here in 1 hour, go to 5 minutes and perform the action. You understand? It's more like when you are in secondary, in university level, when you peep on someone's book to write answer. When you get somebody in the back will ask you answer number 1, you tell the person the answer. So when you peep on 1 hour time frame, you see, okay, this is a sell signal in 1 hour time frame. Let me go down to 5 minutes and wait for the signal to appear. If it appears, you pick a trade. That is it. That is a very simple strategy. Then you now check all these parameters before you now enter a trade. You check these parameters before you pick a trade. So that is it for this first strategy. And remember, you also make use of these moving averages. A sell signal, it crosses, you pick a trade. You don't have to fear, because these two moving averages, this is a variable index dynamic, and this is moving average 5, this is moving average 50. You can add any moving average to filter out your up and down trend. And this is another indicator. In the first video I showed you a bunch of indicators which you'll be getting, and sell, and the red line came up. This is how to use this strategy to trade volatility 75. So the next strategy is coming up using oversold and overbought. Thank you guys, and also maybe other other indicators to show you guys. Thank you guys, and God bless you. This is ZagaTech-FX. If you love this video, give me a thumbs up. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye for now.